Welcome to Hearts of Gold, where Gold Award Girl Scouts share their experiences earning the Gold Award, the highest award a Girl Scout can earn. Hearts of Gold is presented by the Grow and Share Network in conjunction with Off the Walter Media Productions.
Welcome to Hearts of Gold. Today we have Audrey with us. Hi Audrey, why don't you tell us about your Gold Award project?
My Girl Scout Gold Award project was called the A.W.A.R.E Club. It stands for Active Walking and Respite Exercise Club. And it was a club that I started because my brother, Maddie, has special needs, and I wanted to create a place where special needs teens and young adults could have a place to socialize and exercise, because I felt like there weren't enough programs in our area for them solely to, have fun and exercise with people who had special needs and their typical peers. So it was started over this summer. We had 7 sessions. Each session was 2 hours each. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to provide a place where the kids and the teens and young adults, they felt safe and they felt like they could make new friends and socialize. And we also wanted to provide 2 hours of respite time for the parents and families on every Saturday morning, because we know from experience from my brother that sometimes that's hard to find. So basically what we did is we had over 70 participants and volunteers come out throughout the summer, and we paired each participant with a volunteer or 2 buddy, and we would go on a 1-mile walk. And then we would have a special activity for them afterwards. So we had things like yoga, music, and all of this was completely free for the kids. And it was just the most life-changing experience of my life. And it really encouraged me to want to go into special needs advocacy and law when I'm older, and just encouraged me to continue doing work like this. So I was really, really glad to complete such a Gold Award project that really meant a lot to a lot of people. So it was really, really fun.
And so with all of those volunteers, you had to have a lot of partners in order to make sure your program was successful. How did you find those volunteers and partners that helped you with maybe some of those classes?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I definitely got tons of help. I could never have done this alone. And the main people who really helped me out were Nicole DeAugustine and Manny Ramirez. They're from my county, Union County, New Jersey, the Union County Department of Special Needs Services. So I reached out to them because they ran a lot of programs in the area for special needs teens, but they ran programs that sometimes the programs weren't available for every single special needs individual. Like my brother, he has a lot of physical disabilities, so he could never do something like play basketball or go swimming. So I wanted to work with them and create a program just like the programs that they had. I just wanted to make sure that it was inclusive, and they were the biggest mentors and like the best people to ever work with, I would say. They helped me book the parks. They helped me, provide planning and making sure that everything was running smoothly, and, helped me provide plans for what exactly we were going to do and how we were going to organize everything. And for the volunteer part, I actually reached out a lot on Facebook and social media to a lot of my friends who I knew would be interested in doing something like this. And through Facebook, it really spread. I was able to get a lot of people who I knew, but then I would get friends of friends who were able to come. And I actually would get, we had a whole group from a whole nother town that we had never even met any of the volunteers before, and they heard about our club and they really wanted to come and participate and volunteer, which was amazing. And every single one of the volunteers were just tremendous people, and they really have gifts with these kids, and they made such great bonds with the participants. And I'm just so grateful to every single person who came out and helped us, because it would not be possible without them.
So what was your biggest challenge during your project, and how did you overcome it?
Sometimes there would be things that wouldn't go right. Sometimes there would be people that, we would reach out for our special activities, and that was really hard to, coordinate a different new special activity every single time. And we would reach out, and then sometimes we wouldn't get a response, or sometimes people would have emergencies and they weren't able to make it. So really rolling with what happens on the day of probably was something that I had to adjust to, being the leader and being the organizer of this club. sometimes, not every single thing goes right. So I really had to, just roll with the punches and make some quick decisions, but everything worked out in the end. Even though there were some things that didn't go right, everything else was just perfect. So I was, that was a little hard to adjust to sometimes, but everything really worked out in the end. So.
What leadership skills have you learned during your project then that you know that you're going to use in the future?
Definitely skills like communication, delegation, organization of such a big thing like this. I took on a Girl Scout Gold Award project that wasn't, wasn't super easy. It took a lot of planning, and through the entire summer, I learned that, okay, when I need to plan something, I need to write it out. I need to make sure that everything is going smoothly. And I credit a lot of the help that I got with that to my parents. They were always 100% supportive of me and helped give me ideas, helped keep me on track, helped, with everything, helped loading my car every single Saturday when we had it. We loaded like 2 cars with tents and games and, towels and stuff. And my parents 100% helped me with learning all of those leadership skills. And I definitely will be able to take those to anything I do and any job that I have in the future. I'm definitely going to need to learn how to delegate and organize and stuff like that. So I would definitely say that, keeping on track, that was the most important thing that I learned. And I'll definitely need to know how to do that in college and beyond.
So you're talking about all the things that you had to pack into the car for your events, and I would think that is partially because of the audience that you're working with different special needs, children and young adults and such. So that adds a twist to actually just putting on a walking activity. So the fact that you were dealing with that group of individuals, what special things did you have to take into consideration that you might not have otherwise had to think about?
We definitely had to take into consideration everybody's, special needs, because not every single person who has autism or has any kind of disability is the same. So we definitely had to really get to know the kids well, to know that, okay, some kids, might need to take a shorter walk, or they might need to go longer just to burn off some energy and stuff like that. And so I credit a lot of, learning about the kids and learning really what they needed to my volunteers, because, we did have some kids who were nonverbal. We had some kids who had trouble walking, and the volunteers definitely, whenever they were matched up with their buddy, they definitely, formed such a bond with them that is definitely lifelong and truly, truly inspirational. So I have friends like that still keep in contact with the kids that they met at A.W.A.R.E Club, because they spent, so long with their buddies. They spent like over 7 sessions with their buddies. The same people were always paired up together. So I would definitely say that my volunteers definitely learned who their buddies were, and they learned all about their disability and how to deal with things, when people would get upset or when they needed to go to the bathroom. My volunteers always were able to adapt to that and, learn just like they would learn with any new friend. So I would definitely say that we really got to know each other really well throughout the summer.
What was your biggest takeaway or thing that you learned from your project?
Oh my gosh, I learned a million things from my project. I just had the most life-changing time doing my project. I would say that the biggest thing I took away is that I want to keep doing this for the rest of my life. I have grown up with a brother who has polymicrogyria with bipolar periventricular nodule heterotopia, which is a really long disability, but it basically means that his brain waves form differently than the rest of us. And so it, inhibited his development and just made him different, and it made him have physical, cognitive, and mental disabilities. So I've always known that I've had a passion for that, because my brother has been my best friend throughout my entire life. So I've always, just really wanted to work with kids with special needs, but I never knew that I wanted to do it like for a job, and knew that I wanted to like really continue doing stuff like A.W.A.R.E Club. And through seeing the kids grow throughout a whole summer, seeing them, have fun and make these amazing connections with some of the people that I've known for my entire life who might not have ever volunteered with special needs teens and young adults before. Just I just want to keep, searching that feeling, that amazing feeling that you see when you see these friendships between like typical teenagers and teens with special needs. So I really learned that I just want to do this forever. I am just so grateful to this experience, and to the fact, I was talking to my dad about this the other day, the fact that like a year ago today, I didn't really even know that I was doing A.W.A.R.E Club, and it all just happened like over one summer. It happened like pretty fast with the planning and everything. And now I just sit back and I reflect on it, and I'm like, that changed my life forever. I will never forget that. So I learned that I just want to keep doing it forever.
You want to continue doing this forever, but your project is also going to continue. So do you want to tell us about the partner that you connected with that is going to continue the A.W.A.R.E program?
Oh, sure, of course. So like I said before, Manny and Nicole from the Department of Special Needs Services were the best people to work with ever. And we actually had, we have talked a lot since A.W.A.R.E Club ended, and we've said that we want to incorporate this into the Union County, special needs services as a permanent program. So we don't want it just to stop after last summer. We want to continue doing this. And we're right now in the, beginning stages of planning for next summer. And, I'm going off to college, so I really am depending on the same volunteers to, all of us help run it together. I don't want it just to be like my thing anymore. I want to just continue it forever. And it's such a thing that can be transported anywhere. Anybody can do this through wherever you are in the whole entire world. And I definitely want to, work with wherever I end up going to college next year, work with them, and want to continue it in college, because there's always a need for this. There's always a need for inclusion and for programs for people who have special needs, because people don't realize that they really are just people just like us, and they want to make friends, and they want to socialize and have fun. So I think that this can go anywhere. So I'm really grateful to Manny and Nicole for continuing this on past this year, past my program over the summer. And I just want to make sure that it keeps going on. So I'm really glad that it will.
As you think back over the summer, is there one special story, one special incident that you remember that you can share with us that like really touched your heart?
I would say that I definitely made connections with every single person, every single participant during A.W.A.R.E Club. But there's this one, kid. His name is Josh. I've worked with him in different capacities before. I worked with him in a special needs performing arts company that I volunteer for as well. But we were, taking a lot of videos throughout the whole entire A.W.A.R.E Club just to document it for my Gold Award and stuff. And we had this one day where actually it was one of the days where we had reached out to somebody to do Zumba, and they had a family emergency, so they couldn't make it that day. So we didn't know until that morning that they weren't able to make it. So I was, kind of like, oh, I don't know, like what we're going to do. But we ended up just playing music off of somebody's phone and having this humongous big dance circle. And I just remember specifically Josh just going in the middle of the dance circle. He was a shy kid when we first met him. We first met him through A.W.A.R.E Club, and he just went out onto like the dance floor and just started like dancing his heart out, and it got every single volunteer like up off their feet. Every single participant was there, and we were all like dancing to music. And I just thought to myself, is this not the greatest thing in the world? Like seeing every single person dance there and just have a great time. It was just awesome. That was probably one of my favorite memories from A.W.A.R.E Club.
What do you wish you knew before you started your Gold Award project that you know now?
I guess the hours seem a little bit daunting, but they go by so fast. The entire program really went by so fast for me. I wish I knew that before I started it, because I started it not super late, but on the later side of people who do their Gold Award projects. I wish I knew that, it wasn't as daunting as I thought it would be. It wasn't, this crazy thing that I couldn't accomplish. Like, I did accomplish it, and I wish I knew that, obviously with help, everything came together so quickly, and it came together so well. So I wish I knew that, it's not as humongous as a time commitment, and it's not as humongous as a project as it seems, even though obviously it does take up a lot of time with planning and everything. But I would say if you find your passion and you work with your passion, it goes by in a flash, which is what happened to me. So.
And you've mentioned a couple of times some of the other activities that you've been involved with. Would you like to share some of that background? And I know that you've also received some other recognitions for some of your work that you do with special needs, and share that information too.
Like I said before, my brother has special needs, so it's always been something that's huge in my heart that I always have wanted to work with. So right now I am the president of the Crayon Club for Autism Awareness at my school, and it's another acronym. It stands for Community Raising Autism Awareness, Yielding Opportunity Now. And it's such a great club that we have at my school, Union Catholic in Scotch Plains, New Jersey. And what we do is basically, it's similar to A.W.A.R.E Club. We throw these big parties and events for teens with special needs in the area. So we throw like proms and Valentine's Day dances and Christmas parties. And we actually started the first like special needs sports day just this year. And so working through Crayon Club since my freshman year has been really, really fun. And I always enjoy going to like our club meetings and stuff because it's just a great group of people at my school. Another thing that I do is I volunteer for the Shining Stars Network, which is a special needs performing arts company. It's just in Cranford, New Jersey. And actually I got involved in it because the woman who runs it, Mrs. Kersey, her daughter, Courtney, actually was a participant in A.W.A.R.E Club, and she's a teacher at my brother's school. So we just got to talking, and they run an amazing, amazing program. And they just started this year their Christmas spectacular. So we got to start talking about that. And she was like, hey, we actually need a venue for our Christmas spectacular this year. Would your school want to, I know that you work with a lot of people who volunteer for special needs at your school. Would your school want to host it? And I was like, sure. So we actually got to host the first ever Christmas spectacular run by the Shining Stars Network, which had 30 special needs teens and young adults who were singing their heart out to Christmas songs, which was so much fun to volunteer and help organize because, I was able to get a lot of volunteers from both my Crayon Club and also in the Performing Arts Company, which is something else I do. So working with the Shining Stars Network also was super, super fun. I'm also like a member of my Performing Arts Company, and I was able to last year help organize like one of our commitments to social justice, which was holding a special needs friendly performance of our play and musical. So that was really, really fun. And we actually got nominated for Montclair Theater Night's Inclusion for All Award, which was really, really cool for our spring play. And I'm able to help bring the Performing Arts Company and Crayon Club together to volunteer for special needs teens and young adults, which was super fun. Some awards that I've gotten recently, I actually was able to be named the National Catholic Education Association's Youth Virtues, Valor and Vision Award winner, which is actually only 10 Catholic school students in the country are able to get that award. So I was super, super honored that my school, Union Catholic, nominated me, and it's basically based on all of my service to the school and to the special needs community in general. So they looked at like my service to A.W.A.R.E Club and Crayon Club and everything that I've done at school. So I'm really super, super grateful to have received that award. It just means a lot to me that my work is being valued, and it's just an indicator that I can keep going, and I should keep going with all of the volunteerism I do. So I'm super, super excited about that. So I officially get that award during Catholic Schools Week. So it's coming up.
And so you are involved in other activities also. Do you want to tell us about some of those activities and what you do with those?
Sure. So yeah, like I said before, I'm a member of the Performing Arts Company at my school, and I've been involved in 7 plays and musicals over my past 4 years. And that I've always had such a great time working with the Performing Arts Company, and I've met some of my best friends there. So I always have had a passion for like theater and performing, and I've gotten to, really see my talents through that. I'm also on my school's forensics team, which is like the speech and debate team. And that's super fun because that helped me to really build my confidence for public speaking. And so through that, I've been on the forensics team for 4 years. So that's been really, really fun to do. I'm also like a student ambassador at my school. So like I said before, like I have been able to like build my confidence with public speaking through forensics. So I've been able to help, volunteer and public speak during like events at my school and really talk about how much my school has changed my life, which it definitely has. They've definitely given me so much over the past 4 years, and I'm really grateful to my school for really supporting A.W.A.R.E Club and supporting everything that I've ever done. I'm also involved in like the Students for Human Dignity Club at my school, which is a really impactful club. It only was started a few years ago, and basically we're the social justice club at my school. So we go out and we volunteer at different events, like we volunteer at different high schools and different like food banks and stuff. And we actually, we take a big initiative with the refugee crisis that is going on. And so we actually set up like a refugee, like a day in the life of a refugee simulation. And we were able to invite Bishop Tobin, who is one of the like archbishops of the Archdiocese of Newark. And we were able to invite him and to show him really like what we've been doing with that. So that has been one of the highlights of my high school career, is getting to show him like what we do at Union Catholic, which is super fun. And yeah, so those are some of the activities that I'm involved with.
What other Girl Scout experiences have you had?
I've been a Girl Scout since I was a daisy. So I've had a lot of fun Girl Scout experiences. One of my favorite things that we do every single year, and we're actually doing again this year, is we always volunteer for Martin Luther King Day of Service. So one of my troop leaders actually leads a whole day of service for our town. So we always go out and volunteer, and we've helped volunteer at for a prom dress drive, and we've made like dog treats and stuff like that. We've always done fun and impactful things like that. And our troop has always been like really dedicated to community service. So we've had just a lot of fun service activities through that. And some of my favorite memories were when we were younger, we always used to always do a trip at the end of the year. So we've gone to Dorney Park, and we went to the Museum of Modern Art. And I'm really grateful that I still have a core group of Girl Scouts that I've, known and been with since I was a daisy. And we've all, gone through the same, basically our childhood together, always, still having meetings and stuff. So it's really meant a lot to me that I've been able to have my best friends. And my other two best friends were able to get their Gold Award too. So that was really, really great that we were all able to help volunteer and help each other really get the Gold Award all together. So that was really fun.
In high school, it becomes extremely difficult for Girl Scout troops to meet. So how do you guys work around all the other activities that you have in order to keep having troop meetings?
We always make it a priority that we want to see each other a few times a year, because we're all good friends outside of it, but we all still want to be Girl Scouts. So we normally have our meetings on Friday nights or Saturday nights, just a point in time where we can all meet and catch up and do a lot of projects together. So we've definitely gotten through high school together, and we've gotten through our own whole childhood together. So it's fun to see that we still meet and that we still really care about each other as friends and as Girl Scouts.
So is there anything else that you'd like to share with the audience?
I would just say to any future Gold Award recipient out there, I would definitely say go for it. I would say follow your passion, what you're really passionate about, because that's what I did, and I just had the most life-changing, best experience through doing this Gold Award project. So even though it might seem daunting, it might seem like a lot of hours that you might not want to give up, it's 100% worth it in the end, not just for college applications, but to change you as a person, because I've definitely changed as a person throughout this whole entire process, and I've learned a lot about myself and a lot about what I want to do. So if you are thinking of what should I do for my Gold Award project, I would 100% say follow what you care about, not just what you think, people will care about, because if you follow what you care about, you'll always make a difference. So that's what that's what advice I'd give to anybody out there who's thinking about whether they should do the Gold Award project. Definitely do it.
What's your favorite s'mores trick?
Oh, my favorite s'mores trick. Okay, so I actually like when like a marshmallow is burnt. I know it's so weird. Not a lot of people like that, but I love that like taste. So I will burn the entire marshmallow and then I'll put it on the s'more and it gets like all gooey and stuff in the middle. And that's my favorite s'more ever. Like, I don't like it when it's just like all cold and stuff. I like it to be like warm and like tastes really good, like with the burnt. I don't know why I like that, but that's my favorite s'mores trick.
Well, thanks for joining us today. Please make sure to hit subscribe so that you are always aware when the new episode is released. And don't forget to power your passion and conquer your challenges.
The Hearts of Gold program is brought to you by the Grow and Share Network in partnership with Off the Walter Media Productions. If you want to share your story of how you earned your Gold Award, send an email to growandshare@outlook.com. All episodes of the Hearts of Gold program are available to view at youtube.com/Cheryl Robinson. That's youtube.com/SHERYL Cheryl Robinson. Thank you for listening. Take care, and we'll see you next time.